doing nothing.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? So yeah, they get feet sometimes, but that's a different. That turns out to be a different asset.
Well, in this intro video for the He-Man part where Gus was singing along. By the way, thanks, Man at Arms. That was a good choice for me. Thank you. I'm gonna cherish that always. But that had a rainbow background behind it. Have you ever used a rainbow in RTAA before?
Not in I don't think in an episode or anything.
So how do you prepare for that amount of color that you're gonna have to work with? Do you have to stretch beforehand?
I make someone else do it. Issa did it. Thank you.
No, I always make fun of the art style of the RTAA. It's like kind of a running theme at these panels.
It's iconic. Thank you.
It makes the fact that it's in 4K so much funnier.
Oh my God. You know what's crazy about the 4K?
First property in 4K.
Well, it wasn't the first one. We tried to make 4K. We went through 4K resolution is, super high def resolution.
It's like 4 HDs.
Yeah. And for Red vs. Blue, the original seasons were based on standard definition games. So when we wanted to make those high def, it took 3 years. We had to go back and reshoot seasons 1, 2, and halfway through season 3. We had to reshoot the entire seasons shot for shot in order to make them high def.
We went to another studio to learn about their pipeline for disk speed and infrastructure in order to be able to capture.
What's a pipeline?
at that high def.
And so it was mainly Jason and Joel who worked on that project. And it was like 2.5 years, 3 years of their life, reshooting every single thing, getting all the shots exactly like they were before. Then we went to Jordan. After all that, we said, what would it take for you to take your RTAs and make them 4K? And because they're in Flash, he goes, oh, I can do this. And he just drags the window bigger, and that was it.
I was like, I think it was like, well, what's 4K resolution? This. There you go. You just type it in.
I think Joel had a seizure.
Yeah.
And then it's moments like that when your grape looks really, really good. Are you glad you spent the effort?
I would say that RTA looks really good in 4K. That blue really pops out.
Well, we intentionally, we knew that it would be really easy to transition RTAA to 4K, and it was right around the time 4K televisions were coming out, and we thought, great. Everyone's to be looking for 4K stuff to watch. No 4K content exists. This will literally be the only thing. Like, we're just going to flood
your only option.
We're just going to flood YouTube with 4K videos, and you can't watch anything else. If you search 4K, it's going to be that.
Can you imagine some dude goes out and spent like $5 grand on a 4K TV set, and he brings his friends over, he goes, check this out, this is 4K. And he plays that, that's the first thing that comes out, he goes, hold on a second, hold on, it gets better than this. But it never does.
Yeah. Rooster Teeth fans have the highest return rate of 4K TVs ever.
I would say the amount of entertainment you get from it pays for itself.
I would agree. Listen, one of the things that I always love about Jordan is that I think he deserves a huge round of applause for this. Is Jordan's...
You don't know what he's going to say.
Whatever you're going to say, I'm sure.
You don't even know what you're clapping for.
He's a dickhead.
I think he deserves a huge round of applause.
All right.
Well, now I can say anything. For his support of the Nazis.
A lot of Third Reich fans here.
Now you're all on a list. But his ability to take a story and then add elements to it, visual elements, and just to layer in a whole other story into it as well. It's really amazing, and I'm always impressed by that every single week that you do it, Jordan. It's really impressive.
I know you're being genuine, too.
Yeah.
Because you do make fun of me.
I like that bit got the smallest clap of all of them.
Nazis. Funny. No. Artistic talent, not funny.
It loops around from being funny all the way back to being really weird. Pretty quickly, too. But, Jordan, I promise I will not make fun of your art style anymore. Because
no, I think it's great. I make fun of it, too.
And RTX 2015 actually cured that because my new jam is making fun of these awful badges that we made this year. Gus, what is the story with these horrible badges that we have?
So let me give you a little bit of backstory. This is a little bit of inside info to the way RTX works. Normally, there's 2 different vendors that we have that print our stuff.
Uh-huh.
We have a vendor that prints hotel keys and a vendor that prints badges. I messed up, and I asked the hotel key vendor to print badges.
Is that true?
That's totally true. And that's why we got these. And I was like, oh, right, you aren't the right company. It was the other one.
So you bought like 40,000 of those?
And you don't realize it till you get it. Like,
Yeah.
they sent me the proof, and the proof looks fine. And then they said, to be on 18 millimeter plastic. I was like, yeah, whatever. I got it. I was like, oh, right, we print on 30 millimeter normally. So
My PA got mine laminated. Because he didn't trust its structural integrity.
So they put this shitty lamination on it.
I bet I could draw a better badge. Should do that next year.
So that leads into something else. This is not RTAA related, so I'm going to go
Cool.
on a
So
tangent
what are
here.
you doing here?
We were loading into the convention center the other day. I saw the Rooster Teeth store banner, and I was looking. I said, "Who printed that? We're never using that printer again. It's all fucked up. The Rooster Teeth isn't lined up right. Like the black stroke outline isn't on there right." And then John Reisinger was like, "Oh, that's intentional. It's supposed to look like that." It's like, "Why does it look? It looks fucked up. It's not right." So I was like going out of my mind, like wanting to fire someone
Should have
because
fired
it
John.
looked wrong.
Should have fired John. He was right there.
I hope the end of that story was John's design.
No, it was John's design. in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you set the bar low with animated adventures, I was like, oh yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
In
It's true. People don't notice when I fuck up because they're like, it's supposed to be like that. But, you know, I really did screw up.
You're like the Hulk. That's my secret. I'm always fucked up.
Yeah. That's the secret of the show. Who wants to see the next animated adventure that's going to come out soon? All right, well... So yeah, that'll be going online in a couple weeks or so. Shout out to Jason for helping me animate that. He drew all the special mouths for Gary Busey and designed Gary Busey because I was like, he needs like giant teeth and he's so messed up he needs his own mouths. So we gave him some special treatment.
Well, now you have that asset now. So
Yeah.
now you can use it again if we ever tell a story about like a picket fence or a rake.
So if we ever find anyone else in the world with a mouth like Gary Busey, we're set.
Or, you know, that just opens the opportunity for Gary Busey to appear in more animated adventures.
I hope so.
Wouldn't
should
it
be
be
in a
cool if
scripted
Gary
one.
Busey was backstage right now? He's not.
He's not, sorry. But it would have been cool.
I actually got scared.
It's all right. He
I
didn't
joked a little bit.
he didn't hear any of it, so it's fine.
No. I don't think he would have registered we were talking bad about him. I just didn't want to meet Gary Busey.
He wouldn't have been backstage. He would have been hiding under the table, like Jordan and I in 2012, appearing right now.
So when you're drawing Gary Busey, did you have to like look at reference photos for a while to get him right? Right.
Yeah, usually when I'm drawing somebody, I try to get like a 3/4 view because then like I could just copy that because I have no idea how to draw. But when I get people who know how to draw, like Issa and Jason and other animators who are talented, they actually knock it out pretty quick, and it looks better than I could ever do. So that's always helpful. Yeah, sometimes it took a long time to get Blaine his weird ass head. So eventually I walked over to like live action. I was like, Blaine, hold still for a second. Like turn his head, took a picture. I was like, all right, thanks. So I just used that as reference. I did the same thing with Ray actually.
Yeah,
because
I got a video of you drawing Ray for the first time.
That's true. And like the finished product, you were like,
I was like, unbelievable. I mean, it's like this big, and it looks exactly like Ray.
It was that was the first time I was drawing someone when I first started working there. So I was like, I have access to people now. I'll just sit Ray down and sketch him out. So I got some paper and sat him down. I was like, all right, don't move. And like drawing, like I made like notes. Like it didn't look anything like the finished product. It was just like some scribbles and then some scribbles and then some more scribbles and like that's the beard, that's his chin. And Gavin's like, well, what the fuck are you gonna do with this? And he comes back like 30 minutes later. He's like, how did you do that?
Yeah, it was like all on the screen, all like nice and vectorized.
Yeah.
I was like, fair play. You know what you're doing.
What are you doing, Bernie?
I'm periscoping your panel.
Why would you do that?
we have a YouTube stream.
This is a direct competitor with our own product.
Personal panel.
Bernie's cannibalizing our own business.
I'm going to start a Periscope too.
So just to fill everybody in on the Periscope, this audience really loves Nazis a lot. We've learned. So.
If you're just joining us for the Nazi portion,
Yeah. Here's where we are at the RTAA panel so far. Audience loves Nazis, and Jordan can't draw at all. So you're fully
one
up
of
to
those
speed.
things we already knew. It
All right,
the
say goodbye,
Nazis.
buddy.
All right.
Bye.
Go.
We're just trying to make everybody jealous.
So, how long have you been working in Austin now?
My first day was December 1st, 2012, so 2.5 years? Is that math check out?
Was that when I almost hit you with the frisbee in the head?
No, that was like I was visiting that
Okay.
that time, yeah. Like 15 minutes after I met Gavin, he chucks a frisbee and it goes right to my head. And I had to duck. I was like, all right, is this how our friendship's going to be now?
It was a rocky start.
Yeah, it was.
You had to duck.
I don't think it's actually ever recovered.
Jordan, why?
I hold that against you. Just kidding. Gavin's okay. That's pretty good in my book.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Jordan never asked us, do you have a favorite of someone that you like to animate?
Whenever somebody's drunk is always fun because then they always they walk funny. They do a lot of like this wobbly thing, and so drunk Bernie's a favorite because drunk Bernie has like the special head where it's like the lampshade goes on top.
Right.
That's how you know the character. Everyone else just kind of gets that drunk eye thing that I always do. So I like drunk Bernie a lot.
Well, yeah, I want to
Anime Bernie's probably my favorite character.
Very awkward moment in my house. I'm playing Minecraft with my kids, and we go online to find custom skins, and we look at this custom skin database, and my son types in Bernie Burns, and up comes one. Somebody already made one. I was like, oh, that's great. And then there's a lampshade on his head. He goes, what's that thing on your head? I said, don't worry about it. Close the window. And that was the only skin in the whole database was drunk Bernie. So.
How did that become a symbol of drunkenness?
Yeah, you're like the least
I don't know.
drunk.
Yeah.
Like the lampshade on the head, it's like a classic,
Yeah.
classic cartoon.
Yeah, it's one of those cartoon tropes like Z's being sleep for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, from like the 50s. So it's like a double stab. He's saying you're an alcoholic and you're old. So thanks. Appreciate that.
It's not what I was saying, but you feel pretty defensive, so I guess maybe you are old. What do you want me to tell you? Let's open the floor to some Q&A. We're about halfway through the panel, so if anyone's got any complicated RTAA questions or even
There's a lampshade on that girl's head.
I gotta
That's
say,
amazing.
That's how you know she's drunk.
while we wait for people to line up, I just gotta say, I really like this room for panels.
Yeah, this is nice.
Let's on this line, let the person with the lampshade jump to the front.
And then let's get the lampshade up here.
Lampshade.
Only because in about the next like 25 minutes from now, it won't be funny anymore. So what's up?
Hold on, vamp for like 10 seconds.
What are we doing? I forgot something. We're vamping? So how about those Nazis? If this is your first time at RTX, we don't really talk about Nazis this much. You want some on my sandwich? It's actually not the one I normally get. I got the turkey one because I didn't want to get onions because I didn't want to breathe on all you nice people with onions. So
I think that's probably
That was a solid vamp.
the thing that you miss most. If I were to guess, the thing you miss most about having our studio downtown is probably Jimmy John's.
oh my god, so
Because
good.
you love that place.
Except I don't miss it because Teddy, it's like one of the only places he'll eat. So he drives me and Ashley crazy and JD crazy. Every time we go to eat anywhere, he wants to go eat at Jimmy John's. And I'm like, oh, Teddy, not Jimmy John's again. I'm like, yeah. Secretly, internally, I love going to Jimmy John's.
All right, stop talking about whatever you're talking about.
All
If you have a question that doesn't suck, you're going to get a cool giveaway of the Best of RTAA Volume 2.
Thank you for saying that before people lined up.
Hey,
Yes, sir?
why a volume 2?
What do you mean?
Why did you put Gus on a DVD cover?
Well, why
I had to be on one. Get on the camera.
Finally.
Yeah, there you go.
You did it, Gus.
I should have been on the first one.
Yeah.
All right. The
All right,
drunk
lampshade girl.
person over there.
Okay, hi, my name is Catbug.
Wow, cut her off.
I was just wondering if you guys are offended that Bernie's eating a sandwich when he's supposed to be talking to all of us, you know?
Are you offended?
To be...
Whoa, hold on.
This...
That they boo. Nazis totally cool.
Nah, it's cool.
Whenever Bernie is supposed to, like in RTAA, when Bernie's supposed to just be doing something, like he's on screen and he's doing something, he's always eating a sandwich.
He's in character right now.
Yeah, so this is actually as accurate as a portrayal as you can get of Bernie.
No, I want to be clear. This is my personal time. This is as good as my life gets right here. And I'm sharing it with all of you. This is a special moment. Since you're in cosplay as Bernie, you want the other half of my sandwich?
Yeah, sure.
Guess what? Fuck you. Okay.
You can have a DVD instead.
When we were doing the San Diego Comic-Con panel, Colton Dunn was on the panel with us talking about Laser Team, and he was talking about how he just gone back and watched all of the RT shorts, and his question to me was, why are you all obsessed with sandwiches?
Does that come across in our videos?
Apparently, every shorts video has a sandwich. Like, there's the sandwich, the Portal time traveling sandwich. There's Bernie trying to steal Brandon's sandwich.
I remember one of the hardest things I ever had to do in a video was watch Bernie deliver the line with a sandwich in his mouth in the Secret Door video. He was like, had a mouthful of sandwich, and I could not stop gagging. It was disgusting.
Isn't that what started your wet bread aversion?
No. I already had it. That's why I was gagging.
Oh, no.
For the RT side quest a couple years ago, I made a special Horse Puncher comic book.
Right.
And the whole story revolved around Bernie wanting a sandwich and not getting the sandwich. So he got mad and turned into the Horse Puncher.
Yep.
So it's a motivation for Bernie to get the sandwich.
Well, that's our MacGuffin. We just need a sandwich somewhere in the story. That's the motivation.
All right, next. What's up?
Hi, my name is Taylor, and for Gus, so you talked. There was an animated adventure about the effed up experiment with the dolphin dropping acid. You know?
Yeah.
Are there any other effed up experiments that you'd like to get animated that you've read? What is it?
I think anything that I've read or anything that I've seen, I'll talk about right away on the podcast. So no, it's not like there's a store of them. It's just fodder for the podcast, which is where Jordan draws from.
I'll find it.
So Jordan
I'll
will
find something
it.
effed up. I'll animate. I don't care.
So no, but as soon as I find one, I'll be sure to talk about it.
Thank you.
Hey.
But I
What
recorded.
did you hear about crazy experiment? Did we talk on the podcast about the rat experiment?
Yeah.
Where they had the Utopia, the mouse Utopia?
Yeah.
And they were like
That's-
the beautiful rats who were like, they just sat up there and got fat.
Yeah, their society collapsed and they would only groom themselves. It's so weird. I forget what it's called. It's called like Utopia 79 or something like that.
Something
What's
like
that? Universe 25.
You were close, kind of.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Dolphin guy. I know you said your name. I forgot it, but because I don't care. You can come up. You can come up and get a DVD. Taylor, was it Taylor?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was right. I remembered.
Nailed it.
See, I'm not an asshole. It's fine.
On the stage.
He's special because I forgot his name. All right. What's up?
Okay, this is more for Gus and Bernie.
All right. Cool. I'll just.
Well, you can comment too.
Nah, it's okay.
Jordan, you can animate our answer.
Okay, so how do you go from like seeing someone on the internet take your audio and draw stick figures to making him move across the country and hiring him?
Yeah. Why did you think that was a good idea?
Yeah, like he.
I've been wondering too, especially since like 6 months before that you hated me.
So it's a long play. We move him across the country. We don't let him change his art style. He gets pigeonholed as making this kind of thing, and then we fire him and he can't have a career after that. That's the way this.
Fair enough.
You're currently in what we like to call phase 2. That's where we are right now.
To be fair, that's totally what's happening. So if you fired me, I'd be screwed.
Yeah, in 2017, when you're home, you'll say, Bernie actually laid the whole plan out right in front of me. It was right there the whole time.
I'm more than happy to go along with it, unless there's a double cross going on
What?
that you don't know about.
Nah, we're not that smart.
You can get a DVD too,
Yeah, but I
because
think-
you lifted the veil on this ploy.
I think that's a good example of like the kind of things that we really enjoy is finding someone who does what we think is a really good job with and then continues with it.
Yeah.
And is willing to put the work.
Yeah,
into
it was important. Like once I noticed there was some traction there and like people liked it, I was like, I should see if I could make more. Like not only to prove that to you guys I could do it, but to prove to myself that I could, and it was something I could do. So yeah, and then 5 years later, still doing it. So
What were you doing before?
nothing,
Oh, fair play.
nothing.
I
Yeah.
don't even know where he lived. Like, you lived in Florida, but you didn't. You lived in California.
I had actually when I started, I was getting ready to move from Georgia back to California, where I was originally from, and then so yeah, most of the RTAs were made in California until I moved out there.
Like
here.
most Georgians, he loves peach and everything. I don't know if you know that about Jordan.
I do like peaches.
If
yeah.
there's a
that's
peach
that's
ice-
something that's stuck with me. Yeah.
If there's a peach iced tea on the menu, he's all over it.
Really?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Ryan is from the town I lived in. He's from Columbus, Georgia. That's
Were you
where I
guys
lived.
friends?
No, I didn't know him. Also, Samantha Ireland is also from Columbus.
Ryan with friends. That's funny. I can live through the booming Ryan section over here. Yeah, when we first brought him, I mean, we love having, seeing stuff from the community and then, like, actually getting to bring it to be a part of an official Rooster Teeth production. Here's a trivia question. I'm curious, does anyone in here know the name of Jordan's channel that he was posting the RTAs under?
It's different now. So
Is it?
Yeah, I linked my Google account, so it's just my
Did you?
name.
Does anybody know it?
So before it was.
What's that?
All right, so nobody knows. It was. So when I made my YouTube account, I was like, I don't need a good name. I'm not gonna use this. I just want to like videos and stuff. So I wrote to Nose 1337, and that was my YouTube.
And that's the guy we hired was to Nose.
To Nose Leap. Yeah, it was totally a joke name, and it stuck.
Leave the comedy to the people on the stage, dude. I mean,
That's,
All right, Link, what's your question?
don't make us mad.
Well, my name's Nick, and I just wanted
No,
to
your name's
ask-
Link.
no, dude, that's
yeah.
Zelda.
Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Zelda. Oh, sorry.
All right. Not only through RTAA and all you do through Rooster Teeth, I want to know how you feel knowing that you change people's life for the better, and on a daily basis you make people happy. I just want to know how you feel knowing.
You mean the audience? Their lives better?
Everybody.
Our employees, we don't make our employees' lives better. I hope not.
It's definitely it's weird. I don't get the feel of it until people come up to me, and like lots of people have come up to me and said, "I found Rooster Teeth through RTAA," and like I don't know, that makes me feel like I helped in some way. It makes me feel pretty cool, and like the fact that some people will say like I look forward to it every week and stuff. It's like I know what that's like too, and I know that feeling of loving a show that you look forward to. For me, it was Homestar Runner, and that's what got me into animation.
Yeah.
So it's a weird feeling to turn around and then be making that for other people too. So I think it's pretty cool.
Well, animated adventures are a good gateway into the rest of Rooster Teeth content because it'll take the best 60 to 90 seconds of a podcast or a Let's Play or something, and then animate it and make it really funny, and then hopefully make people want to see the entire episode.
Yeah.
So it's
it's weird because the way he approaches it, it doesn't feel like a show that's actually connected to another show.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, that's
When I watch it.
it's weird. I think it comes from like the angle I was coming at it. I wasn't trying to be like this is from this, and check out the rest of it. It was just like this is a funny story. What would it look like if it was animated?
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe that helps.
Yeah, that too. And it's also got unique in that the length of the show is different. Because if somebody pitched a show today and every episode was going to be a minute long, and be like, no, that's not going to. But it's one of our most successful shows at like a minute to 2 minutes long on every episode.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Link. You can get a DVD.
man, you have a whole bag full of those?
Yeah. Timing on the that's great.
Next question. What's up?
Hi. Actually going off that, me and my little sister watch RTAA every week, and it actually is brought us together, and it's been really cool. My little sister couldn't be here. Would you guys mind saying hi, Tessa, and I could film it?
Tessa?
Sure, we'll do
Yes.
it real quick.
This is the only time we're doing this. Nobody
Yeah.
else get this idea.
Really appreciate it.
Everybody get out your phones if you want this, and it'll all be to Tessa. So
Okay, go.
Hi, Tessa.
Hi, Tessa.
hey, your sister stopped the panel dead in its tracks. Message, so
She's
Hope
not
you
getting a
enjoy
DVD.
it.
Thank you, guys.
If anybody else has a sister named Tessa, you can use that as well.
yeah.
She will send it to
Thank
you.
you.
Someone's
She does-
crazy
she
back
does.
there. She's really happy about it.
All right, hey, send her that video so that she can use it. All right. Bring me your question.
What's up?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's you.
Have you ever thought of animating like any memorable segments of RT Life or any behind the scenes or this panel?
I don't know. RT Life is so dependent on the thing that's happening. Like that you don't really. It'd just be the same thing, but blue. Right?
Just put a blue filter on it.
Yeah, that's a line I've walked before, especially with like some of the Minecraft Let's Plays.
Yep.
Well, because there was already footage to go along with it.
Yeah, but it's always first person, and there's no emotion on the characters and stuff.
And you don't see the mouth move.
Yeah, I figured I could get away with it. I don't know if I did, but
I say you did.
I've got an idea for next year's panel intro.
Yes.
It should be an animated adventure of a slow-mo guys. It should be Dan in that giant balloon with that happy face he's got while it's being inflated.
You have to draw all 1,000 frames.
Yeah, and it has to be 5,000 frames a second. So you better get started now.
Knowing me, it'll just be a giant tween that goes on for like 10 minutes.
And actually, a question about doing RT Life and then making it animated. I mean, we have tried something similar with, there's some Minecraft Let's Plays that Jordan animates. We tried the Minimations thing that didn't work out so well because the thing is so funny already on its own in a visual format, whereas the podcast is just kind of stories we tell. Actually, the show that we have, I think that right now is the most inspired by the RTAs, is the new show we've been doing called $1 Million But, where we take stories and then we act them out. We don't animate them, but we act them out. So it's kind of like the flip of what you're talking about there. Yeah. So
I know, Bernie, your favorite thing in every RTA is when someone telling the story is talking for another character, and the character on screen is mouthing the words, and there's a lot of that in $1 Million.
Oh, it's a huge part of it. Yeah, we do that. No, it's one of my favorite things, absolutely, in the RTAs. Especially when somebody has somebody else's voice. It's also funny when they do their own voice. Yeah.
A little bit of inside info. Internally, I only refer to that show as $1 Million Butts.
I know, everybody does.
You referred to it like that in the video, didn't you?
Yeah,
I love $1 Million Butts.
Yeah, that's a fun one to make.
All right,
who's up?
Who's next? You.
Okay, hi guys. So obviously we've got achievement hunter RTAAs with Let's Plays and that sort of stuff. Are we ever going to see any Funhouse stuff?
Yeah, everyone asks me this question, I always answer it. Yes, eventually. It's
so,
not.
If someone wanted to suggest a funny Funhouse video or something, how would they do that?
You're setting me up for failure. I don't know what the link is on the new site.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Look around.
Yeah.
Google it. RTA suggestions forum. Thanks, Gus.
Yeah.
You really,
the answer to your question,
though,
sir, is yes. As soon as Funhouse does something funny, Jordan will
That's
be
the main thing.
He'll be right there.
Yeah. The question's easy to answer because if it's a Rooster Teeth thing, it can be an RTAA because Rooster Teeth is the blanket term, so we don't discriminate, even if we hate Funhouse.
Have you run out of DVDs, or you just hate all these questions?
Yeah, I hated that question. What's up next?
We're all looking at you. Yeah, you.
Yeah, hey. Yeah. No, the person behind you.
I'm Indy Wombat, and this is a question.
Oh, it's Indy Wombat. I know Indy Wombat. How you doing?
Hi, Gus.
She's local.
So this is a question for Jordan.
Finally.
There's a lot of funny things that happen at Rooster Teeth, so how do you decide what to animate?
Usually, if something's funny the first time I hear it, and sometimes it just clicks immediately, and it's the one that came out last week, the name mix-up one.
Oh, in the airport?
That story you told? Yeah. That immediately was just I could see it in my head. It was perfectly told, and everything stood out so well. That one gets animated immediately because that's easy. There are other ones that I'll listen to and be like, that was funny. I don't know what I would do for certain points, so that it kind of gets tucked away, collect some dust for a little bit. And I think one of those was the Godzilla Hates Bugs. That one was sitting around for a while until I finally ran out of other things to animate and kind of forced myself to do it. And I really like how that one turned out. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, me too. I love that one.
That might be my favorite animated adventure.
Cool. Well, glad to know I peaked. You can come up and get a DVD. That question did not suck.
Well, that kind of leads into my question.
Yeah, don't suck up this question.
Great. My favorite RTAA is of Gus's dream, where his dog goes to the bar. So I was kind of wondering what each of your favorite RTAAs are.
I think my favorite is the Godzilla one, which we just talked about.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's your second favorite?
My second favorite RTAA. Oh God, that's a tough one. They're all so good.
You're lying. You can't think of any other one.
I don't watch them. I also like the one. I'm very self-centered. I like my dream where my dog becomes a candy cane.
I love the title for that one because it was a pun. That was Gus's candy canine.
Oh, right.
Very good.
I was very proud of that one.
What about you?
I'd throw back to an absolute classic, the headlight fluid.
Yeah.
Is that still the most viewed one?
I don't know, actually, but it's got to be close.
I think it recently got passed.
Yeah.
It was for a long time.
Sorry, Gavin. Say something else that's stupid, maybe. Maybe we'll do it again.
Just wait.
I remember, because headlight fluid was like the fourth one I made. And like it would have been the second one, but I was like, do I really want to, like this one was such a classic moment. Do I really want to like spend it so early, you know? And then like by the third one, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do headlight fluid.
You didn't want to spend it early, so you made it the fourth?
So it took 2 weeks for me to decide that it was worth doing.
Mine would be either the one where I got drunk, turned into cat bug, and then threw people out of the party. That wasn't our party. But if I had to pick one that I'm not in, the one with Joel and the snake in the pool to me always makes me laugh. Something about it. The fact you had to draw snake poop was probably
it was so weird.
The part that I liked.
And the snake swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really hard to do, you guys. I don't think I could do it again.
Was that the first?
I like when they go to get the snake out of the box and their arms just grow.
Could animation tip, if you don't want to draw someone bending over to pick something up, make their arms get longer.
Was that the first animated adventure that used a color other than blue? Because they run past the sunset.
I thought it was, and that was a very, like, Homestar Runner did a lot of shots like that where they would be, like, silhouetted running across, like, a sunset or something. I thought that was. Apparently, the first omnibus where your car got egged, and you say, my car was a giant egg, the egg yolk had yellow in it.
Oh, nice.
I did not know that, and like during like I think one of the 24 hours charity streams, there was like a question that was like, and Barbara called me in the middle of it. She's like, "Hey, what's the first time you used color in RTAA? We're going to use it as a question." I was like, "I'm pretty sure it's the snake one."
Didn't bother looking. Just
yeah,
like, I have a guess.
Yeah, I think that's the one. And then like, I guess somebody answered correctly, and they're like, "No, that's not right." It's like, "Yeah, it is actually." So it made everyone look like a giant asshole, especially me. To be fair, that was like 4 years ago.
I forgot about your car getting egged. That was really funny.
Oh, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, your BMW.
God.
That was class.
The car got trashed.
But Jordan described it as such a typical Rooster Teeth production, too. Imagine being on a game show and they get the answer, let's go to the judges. The judges have no fucking clue. Okay, good.
What about you? What's your favorite animated adventure?
Usually the ones that...
Not the ones, the one.
Probably Podcast King. The really weird scripted animated adventure one, because that one...
The 100th one?
That was RTA 100. That one was quite an undertaking, and I did everything from start to finish.
That goat, man.
Except Chris helped me with the sound effects, so thank you, Chris Damaris. The goat was a weird one, but I loved it a lot.
I have a question for you. Are you ever going to animate yourself?
Probably not. I feel like it ruins the illusion.
What illusion? What?
It's like, because it's become a part of like, oh, this is how Jordan sees Bernie being an idiot or something, you know? And it's like,
I think you should be a completely different style.
I should be like photorealistic or like live action.
You should have some of the real animators animate you.
Yeah.
You could be moving at 30 frames a second compared to R12.
Whoa, that's unheard of.
And you're just walking through and you're like, oh, my friends look so weird. What's going on?
Yeah. We kind of made a joke about that in RTA 150, which was like where we revealed that RTA is just a production that we put on. And like something was wrong with Chris's makeup, and he was just photos of himself, and everyone was like, "Oh, what's wrong with him?" Who's next? You can come get a DVD. Grapes. What's up?
I have one for Bernie and one for Gus. Bernie, did anybody ever count the amount of sandwiches that ever showed up in any Rooster Teeth videos or anything?
No.
Due to Colton's request?
No, we're a judgment-free zone. No, we're good. No one's ever done it. I didn't feel self-conscious about it until just now.
Over under 50, though. Who thinks?
It was just a way to get free lunch, basically. So I would just write sandwiches into everything.
Guess that works. And Gus, do you just have a guilty pleasure, or do you just like playing the weird roles, like playing a lady or being naked or being
It's-
He-Man?
It's not that I necessarily like those things. It's just that I don't care. And they say, and they know, they'll be like, we have this weird thing no one wants to do. Will you do it? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I mean, we did an ad recently, like a pre-roll ad on YouTube, and they said, we need someone to dress up like a dorky school kid and walk around and point stuff. And they were like, nobody wanted to do it. Like, Gus, will you do it? Like, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't care. And it's just...
we needed a nude scientist in Laser Team. It's like we were going through casting. Every time we got to nude scientist, it's like, well, that'll be Gus. Every single time. That was weird. One of the weirdest days in the history of Rooster Teeth for me, where I'm standing there and in my field of view, playing the other scientist, we cast a Playboy Playmate. So I've got a naked Playboy Playmate and a naked Gus right there, side by side. My brain wanted to leave my head.
You can't know joy without pain.
I can imagine
It's
just
all joy right here.
I just threw up in my mouth.
You and I had some good interactions that day.
Yeah, we did. We really did. I just imagine you being slightly turned on and then repulsed. Like the bottom half of your penis is rock solid, and the other end is just like an elephant trunk. If penises work like that, it would be awesome.
But you just got to find the person that it moves to. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I like that you did the pantomime for it, because you tend to do that a lot, and I animated that with if I had a boner for you, it'd be really trying right now. I animated your finger trying to get a boner.
You nailed it, and you weren't even there.
It was one of the weirdest things I had to draw.
Struggling.
Right, next question.
Hey, my name's Zach, and I am the Zach from the Kyle is Wolverine video. But be that as it may, the Bound video, thank you for putting that out, but how difficult was it to be able to get it to run with audio on YouTube? What was that process like?
That was a big concern we had. I remember, halfway making it, I was like, are we going to be able to put this stuff on YouTube? Can we get away with this? What did we end up doing?
We had investigated alternate distribution methods specifically for that video to try to get it out there. I think the biggest headache with that video was, and this goes back to an earlier discussion we had, all the animated adventures are 4K, but we couldn't find 4K stock footage to use in the background.
We had to go through a lot of stock footage.
So that one's 1080 compared to all the 4K stuff around it, because that's all we could find in order to make it happen.
Yeah, that one was weird because I animated the whole thing without any backgrounds or anything. I was like, I hope this works, and then just exported it without any background and then laid the video underneath, and it turned out it's surprisingly easy to find that stock footage that matches the video so well. There's a really cool video online that's the 3 parodies of it.
Yeah, that's shot for shot.
Yeah,
awesome.
together, and they're all spot on.
We played that, we made a loop of videos to show in our booth at San Diego Comic-Con, just as people are walking by, if they don't know what Rooster Teeth is. Yeah. And that was one of the videos in rotation. And I forget how offensive that can be if you don't know that it's a Kanye West song or you don't know what it is. And so I watched little 6-year-old kids walking by and just stop and start staring at it. And
it's a cartoon.
I'm like, don't look at it.
Keep walking.
Please,
don't watch this.
Keep moving. Yeah. Don't. Oh God.
There's one person who didn't know anything about Rooster Teeth who came by, and that was playing, and he's watching it and laughing, and he turns to us, he goes, "This is some great stuff. What is this?" And we're like, can't even begin to explain to you, man. Come get a DVD. Hey, Ruby.
Is that Ruby? Can see.
Looks like it. I don't remember Ruby having a ukulele.
Oh, well, it's a little bit of a liberty that I took. So.
Okay.
I have one for Jordan and also one for Gavin. So for Jordan,
that's the first time this panel, by the way.
Hey, thanks.
Usually at this panel is just Gus and Bernie, but I was like, Gavin's such a big part of RTAA. He should be on it this year.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it.
I really hope your question for Gavin is, what do you think of Gus and Bernie?
Aren't they the greatest?
Okay, Jordan. So I know on a podcast you talked about how you don't spend too much time on animated adventures, you crank them out sometimes. Is there any one that you remember specifically working really hard on that you were like, yes, this has
hard on.
Have effort?
RTAA 100, I worked at least 24 solid hours. That was the first all-nighter of solid animating I did, and remember at like 6 a.m. I started hallucinating and stuff. I was like, I gotta take a nap or something. And it was coming out that day. That's why it was such a close time crunch. There's been a couple that it's so down on the wire sometimes, but luckily not so much these days anymore because I have a lot of help and that's a lot of fun, and we can actually make the show a little cooler looking, and we can make them a little faster, which is always good. How cool am I, Gavin?
Pretty cool.
All right. I answered your question for Gavin.
Okay. And for Gavin,
How cool is Jordan?
I want to say that you're like my favorite, and I love you a lot. And I wanted to say that I couldn't sign up for an autograph, so I was wondering if I could just get a hug, please.
Bring it up.
Your DVD. No, don't run. Walk. Oh my God.
Look at it. All right, we have like 3.5 minutes left, so we're going to go into lightning rounds.
We have to talk to Iron Vav.
Vav.
Starting with Iron
Vav.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
Oh. I was really hoping you'd take off the helmet and it would be Gavin.
That would have been amazing.
Or even better if it was Gary Busey.
Well, Gavin, you're my favorite too.
Thanks, man.
But I actually have a question for Jordan. You have any contact from like Sleepy Cabin or any of the animators from YouTube for like collaborations or anything like that?
Have you seen it?
Yeah, nobody wants to collaborate with me, sorry. Come get a DVD for your cool cosplay, though.
Thanks.
All right, over here.
Yeah, we have like 2.5 minutes left, so lightning round.
All right, my question's for Gavin. What's your favorite like flub / stupid question you've said over like the podcast and it's been turned into animated?
Lightning round.
Well, I mean, does rocks float on lava? It made sense in my head. It came out as goop. So that'd be mine.
Good one.
Lightning round.
I think headlight fluid is good, too.
I feel so short because that guy.
Lightning round.
That's not a question. Come on.
My question for Jordan is, what's your favorite thing that you've animated that was involving Gavin?
Headlight fluid.
What's so great about me? Oh, nice. There you go.
Headlight fluid.
Your nose is on par.
Lightning round.
I have 2 questions, one for Bernie and one for Jordan. Bernie,
One question.
Lightning round.
Bernie,
Just
do you
the
know
question.
that honey doesn't spoil?
Do I know the honey?
Oh, what a waste of a question. All right. All right, cool.
Okay, well,
All right, we'll go back to you. Well, come on.
Bernie, how salty were you when you found out that Jordan wrote that animated adventure about you and your pornography?
I'm going to fire him next week. Thank you.
I waited for Bernie to leave the country to make that.
He did.
If you guys could choose a song to describe each other at the top of your heads, what songs would you choose?
Oh, God.
Bound 2, everyone.
Yeah. What's your favorite visual gag that's been animated?
Joel Heyman.
The talking brain.
Oh.
I don't know.
Get a DVD. Here you go.
How long were you
Come
in
on.
line?
I don't know. An hour.
You get a DVD for that. Come on.
Dude.
I don't know.
All right, 1 minute. Let's go.
When you were like 8 people back, you're like, I'm sure I'll come up with something. Then you're 2 people back, and you're like, it's not happening.
I got nothing.
I can't walk out of the line. They'll see me walk out of the line. Maybe I'll just ask the question the person in front of me
That
asked.
was my last DVD as well. Sorry. All right, what's your question?
Gus, Vegas.
All right.
I love Vegas.
He likes Vegas now.
Jordan, any advice for an upcoming animator?
Learn to draw.
Don't watch animated adventures for studying.
Well,
my advice would be animate a lot, and maybe you'll get better at it. Like maybe me, like I kind of did.
All right, well, we got to go.
Okay,
We are at
That's
time.
the last question. Thank you everyone
Thanks
so much. Thanks for
Have a
coming.
good
We'll see you.
RTX. We'll see you guys soon.